it's Wednesday, we've had a real cold snap overnight. I think it got down to maybe about -2. It's reckoning it's 2 degrees now, but it's very cold, very cold. There's a lot of frost on the ground. It's lovely, lovely and crispy. Everything looks very pretty. I've taken a few photos and whatnot so I can intersperse those, because it is nice to see the plot like this. It just feels it's got a completely different atmosphere, and there'll be a lot of people that don't see this, you know, those that keep away in winter, and maybe they think, oh well, good, I don't want to, you know, it's cold, I would want that, but it's quite nice really. I think it's lovely. I don't know, I'm considering whether I put the fire pit on. I've got some lovely nice dry stuff that's been in the shed and in the greenhouse in a bucket as well, so it'll burn lovely. But I was thinking there might be an outside chance I can persuade James to come up here when it's nice and cold, you know, if we get a cold weekend or something, get wrapped up warm, get the fire pit on, get some hot chocolate, maybe some boozy hot chocolate, something like that, and just enjoy it being like this up here. But I don't know whether I'll convince James to do that. I think he's probably got better ways to spend his time off, to be fair, than sitting in the cold. I've got aspirations to bubble wrap the greenhouse, especially now we've had the incentive of this frost. I've got to find it. I think there might be some in here, but I think most of it's actually in the greenhouse in a big plastic tub that's got a little pallet on top of it. It's been acting like a bit of a table, so that means uncovering it and shifting some stuff. So a bit of a bigger job to get to it, but I think that's a bit of a necessary job to do. And I'll show you the dahlias as well. Let's have a little dahlia update, because oh, they're looking sad. Yeah, bless them, not good. They're over, well over. I think I will lift them. I was saying in one of the other videos that I didn't know whether I'd leave them or not, but I don't know what I'm going to do with that top row, and it's sod's law that I'll come up with a really good idea for what to do with that, and then I'll be like, oh well, dahlias are in here, aren't they, and they started growing, or you know, something like that. So I think I'll bite the bullet and get those up. Somewhere in the shed of dreams there's a bag with some shredded paper from work as well, so hopefully if I can find that, I'll pack them all in that and then just put them just loosely in the bag. I want a bit of airflow, but it just be a temporary measure for the time being. If I can find, I need a cardboard box, to be fair. I need to find a decent cardboard box to put them in, just so that they've got a little bit of airflow. I don't want to contain them in a bag all winter, because they'll just get humid and rot, won't they then? So I will get those out. I want to pull that sheet back if I can get at it, because it's all a little bit sort of frozen. I don't want it to be brittle and break it, because I don't want to be reusing that sheet for as long as I can. But if I can pull that back and see if there's still any slugs hiding under it, there might not be. They might have all gone under now, and I might miss my opportunity with it being cold. But I'll pick off any that I can find, if I can find any. And I've still got some rows. I think there's 3 or 4 rows that still need top dressing and mulching, and we'll pop the sheet back over, and then that's completely ready then for the new year. I think first job, actually, I've had no breakfast, so I've been and got some little brioche rolls, which I think I can do a number on those today. I'll put a big dint in them. And I'm going to get a coffee brewing as well, and just warm myself up a little bit, because I must admit my toes are already starting to get a bit cold. So hot drink, bit of food, crack on. Yeah, a bit warmer in here than it is outside. About, what, 2.5, 3 degrees or something. That's not so bad. Before I left on Sunday, I did chuck a little bit of fleece around the 2 little rose geraniums, just as a little bit of a precaution. I mean, I had these last year, and I put them in the little plastic greenhouse at home, and it did get cold in there, of course it did. So they did completely die back, and I thought I'd lost them. But then they did spring from the bottom. I mean, they've not flowered this year. I think I'd set them back too much. So, oh, she says they've not flowered. Oh, thanks for coming to the party, fashionably late. Maybe they did and I missed it. Whoops. They were up on the shelf. I had more interesting things to look at than these, I must admit, in here this year. Sorry guys, don't die. Yeah, so I just wanted to try and just protect them a little bit more, just to maybe even prevent, you know, if I can prevent the soil freezing, and just give them a leg up really on next year, because they are lovely and I do like how the leaves smell. But yeah, they're not long for this world at the moment. They're going to die back and spring up again next year. I'm trying to get my feet into the sun because my toes are freezing. I think the bubble wrap, most of it is under here. There's a plastic tub with it all in, and it's been serving as a little bench. So in a minute, I'll get all this cleared off and we'll go digging and see if it's under there. And oh, it feels like a big job. I think it's more the shifting stuff than actually putting it up. But I suppose that's like every job, isn't it, that you've got to get set up for. And I think this zinc little stand will have to come out as well, probably. Because if I don't take it out, I'm probably going to knock it all off with my little spring onions and whatnot. Oh, anyway, it makes for bloopers, wouldn't it, I suppose. Yeah, so in a minute, nearly there. Alright then, chair out, unfortunately. All sorts. Chunky bubble. Oh, that's it. That's useful, isn't it? Nice. Fleece. Oh, some nice stuff. Oh, loads of fleece. Slug. Chunky. Oh, the light. Oh. I think the bubble wrap's in the shed. Oh, the light today. So I think the bubble wrap I was meaning is buried in the shed. It would be, wouldn't it? Anyway, I'll get all this chucked out and the pallet, and I might just stand in that spot and just enjoy being in that space because it's free. It's free for once. It's had that table there for so long. I got so used to seeing it and, you know, sort of walking by it and whatnot. It's kind of going to feel probably quite big to have it out of the way. So anyway, and I do need to get to these bits, don't I, for when I find the bubble wrap and put it up. I don't think I've got enough to do it all, so I've got to sort of think about what's the most important bits first. Anyway, keep on keeping on, keep clearing. Look at all the space. Yeah. Oh, it's nice. Oh, I can get 2 chairs in there now and pick and choose. Yeah, still a bit of clearing to do though. It's sad to say goodbye to the chilies, but bless them. I mean, I were a bit mean to them at the end, you know, they didn't get a lot of feed, all that sort of stuff, so yeah. Poor little dudes. I've got to figure out which ones I want to try and overwinter. I would like to try and overwinter. Oh, I don't know yet. One of the lemon drops that's outside, it is that is an overwintered one, so it'd be nice to try and keep one of those. It's just quite a nice habit. Almost like a standard, isn't it? Anyway, we'll see. I've got some nice chilies to try next year, so I don't have to keep any. And the last few little tomatoes soldiering on. I mean, what a year. Oh, we needed it as well, you know, compared to last year with all the blight, with Blightgate. Pretty much everybody lost everything. I know I did. They were outside in the garden. I didn't have a greenhouse then. But I mean, what is it, 7th is it? When is it, 7th of December? Something like that anyway, and still just tonking on. Well, you know, as much as they can do. Amazing. Tell you what I have just noticed, some of this fleece when I was lifting the tub out has kind of broken up and kind of wafted down in little bits, and it's literally, look at that, crumbling away to nothing. And now I'm not sure if this is made out of anything a bit more eco-friendly or if it's the regular stuff and whether this is like microplastics now or what, but I mean, that's pretty bad, isn't it? I don't know whether it's degraded because it's been in the sun in here or not. Yeah, so I mean, there's a chance that is doing that because it's been sort of left in here and it's had all the light and the heat and the whatnot on it, but and to try not to breathe it in. But there's some fleece that I've had before and it's done a winter outside, and then when it's come time for taking it off, I've put it through a washer on a wool setting and it's come out fine. I mean, I thought a bit of a risk, but I'll see if it does it anyway. It were all right, so you know, you can clean it up and keep it nice and keep reusing it as best as possible. But I don't know if that sort is a different, I think it is a different one. There were some rolls that I bought from Wilkinson's, whatever you want to call it, depends how old you are, and I'm wondering if that's that, because those little bits don't look like they've been used, they're all clean. So I'm wondering now how much of that I've got is actually going to turn to dust. So I'll have to do a bit of a test on that, and if it looks like it's all degrading, I'm going to have to just put it straight in a bag and just get rid of it. But it's not ideal really, that is it. Right, so quite lucky today. My neighbour left a load of chicken poo on my drive. I know most people would think that were like antisocial or something like that, but I know you understand. It's an arrangement that we've got because she's got chickens, and I'm going to put it in in the compost. Of course I am. Oh, let's have a look. Look what we got. Ta-da! That car smells interesting now. Anyway, I've been assessing the compost situation and it's looking like going up. It's looking like this end one is going to be the likely candidate because there's some rough stuff in there. So yeah, it can get buried with a load of nitrogen and then do its thing. A bit of invigoration. Invigoration. Right, well, I've decided I bit off a bit more than I could chew today, so I've got a lot of things composted, all the stuff out of here, well the tomatoes really more than anything, and a few little forgotten about seedlings. The chilies are all still to deal with. I've just brought everything in a little bit haphazardly. But at least now I know where the bubble wrap is, that it's not in this tub here, then it should be a fairly quick job to find it in the shed and then get this bit sorted next time. So we've cut back the dahlias and they're composted now, but I still need to lift all the tubers. But that's a nice quick job. They're just in that mound of compost, so it's not like they're even properly buried in the ground, so they'll be nice and quick to lift up. They do still have a little bit of protection because they're under that black sheet, so it's not just the cold that does for them, it's more the wet. You know, the tubers sat in the wet and rotting, so whatsoever it's covered with that and it's lifted up off the proper soil, then I think we'll get away with it for another sort of week or so. And I'll either store them here in the bag of shredded paper that I'm sure I've got in the shed somewhere, but if not I can take them home and they'll be fine in the garage. So next time, bubble wrap in the greenhouse. And thank you again for watching, and see you again. Over there now. We've had a cold snap drop. Let's just start that again. Who's that? Random dog walking down the path. I don't know who the hell it is. So I hope that's legit and it ain't a bloody thief. I know you might not want to be doing too much work maybe out in the cold, but I do. Whee! Did you like that?